It makes 580 horsepower and nearly 800 pound-feet of torque. It can rocket to 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat. It can carry your whole family in complete comfort, and it's extremely efficient. Today we're talking about this amazing 2023 F-150 Lighting, and this is a range-topping Platinum Edition. One awesome all-electric pickup truck. When you upgraded the Platinum trim level, which is the range-topping trim level on the Lighting, along with many of the other F-Series products, you automatically get the larger battery pack. So you have a fully charged range of about 300 miles. With the normal battery pack, the fully charged range is like right around 220, 250 miles. This had a pretty expensive MSRP when new, $95,245. But this lightly used example of only 6,000 miles is a great value on the pre-owned market. I don't get too much into pricing because we change our pricing on a weekly basis, and maybe you're watching this video on YouTube 5 years in the future, but visit our website, wayscarford.com, for current pricing if this one's still available. Hopefully it is. If you're looking for an all-electric pickup truck, this is a great choice. I'm a big fan of EVs. I own an EV, own a Tesla, and as a buyer for the store and previous buyers for other stores, I've bought and sold a lot of EVs through the years. I'm a big fan of them from all makes. I think they're interesting. I think they're cool. And I'm not a new person in the car business. I've been in the car business 30 years, but I know there's something special about EVs, and I think everyone else is kind of waking up to it. They're really cool, they're really efficient, and they can save you money on gas, and they can save you money on maintenance. So going back to the original MSRP on this one, this does have a few optional odds and ends on it. This one has a factory tonneau cover. That was a $2,000 option package. Then we have the tough bed spray and bed liner. That was $595. The rest of the items are standard on the range-topping Platinum. Inside this Platinum Lighting, it's absolutely beautiful. It's almost like a Lincoln. You have this high-quality leather, beautiful contrast stitching, contrasting colors. You have the Platinum insignia right there in the middle of the seat. You have this huge panoramic roof to allow lots of natural light inside, and if it gets too bright out, you have a sunshade to dim things down, but luckily it's not too bright right now, so we'll leave it open. Beautiful synthetic leather and suede cloth on the doors. More synthetic leather and stitching on the dashboard. Very premium interior. You have a B&O sound system, Bang & Olufsen sound system. Nice leather wrap steering wheel, feels great in your hands with more of that lovely contrast stitching. You have a completely digital gauge cluster, fitting for an EV. Then we have this huge vertical screen right here, almost Tesla-esque. I like how they have the manual volume knob. You can also use this knob for like the climate control settings, like the fan speed and stuff like that. But you have this huge screen, lots of information right at your fingertips. You have a fantastic parking camera as well as a 360 overhead camera for excellent situational awareness. We have heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel. This thing's a great tow rig. When properly equipped, you can tow up to 10,000 pounds of the F-150 Lighting. We have integrated brake controller. Nice high quality leather in the center console with stitching and that Platinum insignia right there. And this is a cool feature too. The gear selector can stow flat right into the center console, just kind of cleaning everything up. That's really nice and really easy to use. And talking about the Lighting, if you're thinking about getting an EV and you kind of don't want that huge learning curve going to a Rivian or a Cybertruck, the Cybertruck and the Rivian, the Cybertruck especially, it's kind of like almost making a fashion statement. Where the F-Series Lighting, the F-150 Lighting, it really looks and functions very similar to a gas-powered F-150, except it has an electric motor and batteries versus a gas tank and engine. So the switch gear, the buttons and knobs, the transmission selector, everything is very familiar Ford. The nice thing about the F-150 Lighting is not only are you going to save money on gas versus electricity, but you're also going to save money on maintenance. Vehicles do require maintenance, and a gas engine has thousands of moving parts, so generally those require more maintenance, oil changes, more scheduled maintenance than an EV. An EV is fairly simple. It only has dozens of moving parts. An electric motor and batteries don't need any maintenance. They hardly need any maintenance at all. So you're going to save money in maintenance costs and brakes. Using regenerative braking, what happens is that they reverse the polarity of the electric motors, turning it into a generator when braking, so it uses the electric motors to slow the vehicle down quite often. So you're actually using the actual brakes far less, so that recaptures that energy you normally lose through heat through braking and puts it back in the battery, making it all that more efficient. But it also greatly extends your brake life. It's not uncommon for EVs and hybrids, which also use regenerative braking, to get 100, even 150 plus thousand miles out of their brakes because you're not using the brakes nearly as often with that regenerative braking. And the efficiency is amazing. Some people say, oh, well, even though you have an EV, the energy that it takes to charge the EV, it comes from dirty energy. It comes from coal or, natural gas plants. Well, that might be true, but in execution, this is far more efficient than a regular gas-powered F-150 like we see down there. Basically, even though this battery has a 300-mile range, this battery has as much energy as about 3 to 4 gallons of gas, maybe 3 to 5 gallons of gas. Yet it can go up to 300 miles. A regular F-150 is not going to have a 300-mile range from 3 to 5 gallons of gas. So the energy that an EV uses, it uses it in a much, much more efficient manner than a gas engine. For instance, if you're in stop-and-go traffic or idling, the engine's running and consuming a lot more gas than it needs to, and that really drives down your fuel efficiency. Where when you're at a stop, you're not putting energy into the batteries, it's not using energy. You're only using energy when you're going. So it's quite amazing, the efficiencies of EVs. And luckily for us, in the Pacific Northwest, we get a lot of our energy from clean hydroelectric. So that means that we have some of the lowest electricity rates in the whole country. So us living in the Pacific Northwest, we can benefit from EVs far more than a lot of other people in the rest of the country that have to pay higher utility rates. And also, we have really expensive gas. I have a family in the East Coast. They always say, oh, the gas is $3 a gallon. Well, it seems like gas out here is always around $4 to $5 a gallon. So even more so, we'll have really expensive gas, and compared to a lot of other places in the country and some of the lowest electricity, you can really make a big benefit in savings switching to an EV. And what better EV than this beautiful F-150 Platinum Lightning. Nice high quality leather, very comfortable supportive seats. We have these really cool retractable running boards. That stow neatly underneath the vehicle, and they deploy really quickly as soon as you unlock it or open the doors. And being a 4-door, you have limo-like rear seat accommodations. Very, very comfortable place to be. Doubles as an excellent family vehicle. We have heated outbound rear seats. And then we have more storage. You can flip up the seats, and then you have additional storage. It's almost like the size of a storage area in the rear cargo compartment of an Expedition with both seats folded up. Then on top of that, we have this nice tonneau cover to keep stuff locked, dry, and out of prying eyes in the pickup bed. The charging port is right here, really easy to access. So generally you want to set up 220 service at your house for the most efficient charging. You can charge off a 110 outlet, but that's not very efficient. That will maybe add 1 to 2 miles of range per hour. Or if you have a 220 service, which basically is this is like the outlet you have for your dryer at your house, that will give you a full charge overnight. And of course you can do DC fast charging. And recently Tesla's actually opened up their gigantic charging network to the Ford vehicles, Ford EVs, making charging all that more accessible and easier when you need to road trip. And another great thing about the Lightning is since we don't have an engine in the front, which takes up a lot of space, we have even more storage in the form of a frunk. And you can see it's power operated as well. Look at the size of this frunk. It's absolutely humongous. This is like the size of a trunk, almost like in a Ford Mustang. We have a power outlet right here as well. Great for camping, outdoor activities. You have USB, USB-C charge port, regular 110 outlets. And then we have additional storage under here. Looks like we also have a drain plug, it looks like, as well, which is a good idea. We have a built-in hook so you can like put plastic grocery bags in there so stuff won't roll around here. Tie downs, very well thought out vehicle. I also love the way the front end of the F-150 Lightning lights up. You have this huge LED strip across the front end of the vehicle. Whenever I see these things driving at nighttime, it looks really cool. And it might look like it's flickering, it's not. That's just an artifact of the GoPro camera. Whenever you videotape lights and stuff like that with GoPros, it can make it look like they're flickering, but believe me, it is not. And not only is a trunk power operated, but you can also use a remote to power fold down the tailgate as well. This has a 5.5 foot bed, plenty of space back there. Then we also have the integrated step inside the bed, making getting in and out of the bed easier if you need to bring cargo in and out. Easily deploys, you have a nice handle right there as well. So the F-Series being the most popular pickup truck sold in America for decades and decades, Ford has learned a thing or two about what people want in a truck like this as far as trades go, what they use it for, camping, hunting, fishing, whatever it may be. This thing is just kind of like a Swiss Army knife of vehicles, and it's efficient and it's amazingly quick. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. That's approaching the type of performance you get from like a F-150 Raptor. And comparing maintenance costs to this Lightning versus that high output twin turbo V6 in the Raptor, think about how much you're going to save on maintenance and get similar performance. And this thing is so smooth. That's the other thing. It's smooth and very, very quiet. Very luxurious driving experience. You don't have the vibration of an engine. You don't feel the shift shock of a transmission. It's a completely different driving experience. And it's a wonderful one. Ford did an excellent job with the F-150 Lightning. If you don't believe me, come take one for a spin and I think you'll be impressed. Thanks for watching and have a great day.